Peoples, how you doing? How's your mother, brother, sister, cousin doing? Hope you're doing well. We're here for a good time, not a long time. I just want to pop on here. I'm doing something different. And these next 30 days will be a testament of my research and development on how you show up. Because if you don't show up, ain't no need for me to show up, okay? So we're doing something different. Yesterday we did a Money Making Monday, and I was talking about how we should be more proactive instead of reactive in our businesses. And today I want to talk about execution. I want to talk about the lack of it, a lack of accountability, a lack of consistency and discipline. I think that sometimes we feel like we need to be at some kind let's start over. I feel like and this is just conversations I've been having with a lot of entrepreneurs, is that people's expectations of what entrepreneurship should look like and their actual journey are not aligning with each other. And because of that, a multitude of things are happening. They're having burnout. They're double guessing themselves that should they even be doing entrepreneurship, right? They want to give up. They have not quantified what's actually happening. You're living in your feelings and you're not actually seeing if the thing that you're doing is actually hitting, because the truth of the matter is, for me, right, I'm pivoting in some spaces and capacities and things of that nature, but I always quantify what my success looks like, right? So if I'm just starting to do a thing, right, like this is a great example, this is in real time, right? I don't go live very often. Let's just be honest. I was doing Money Making Mondays for a good little while, especially during COVID. And now that we're back outside, right, I don't do them very often. But I thought that it resonated with my community in some kind of way. But I dropped the ball. I stopped making it important. I stopped prioritizing it, right? So in my due diligence, right, for the next 30 days, I want to say for the month of September, and this is like a trial run, even these last couple of days in August, right? Popping up on here for a couple of minutes, and just speaking my thoughts. So these are not even something I have conceptualized. I knew what I wanted to talk on, but didn't really like pinpoint like a PowerPoint presentation, right? So I might be a little bit all over the place, but I'm still doing the research and development. So today the come away is, I want you to do more research and development. I want you to quantify what the return on investment is. I want you to be consistent. I want you to have the discipline. I want you to continue to show up. I want you to go back to the drawing board when you first started your business and figure out what actually was working. And why did you stop doing it? There's a lot of things that I've seen a lot of entrepreneurs do during COVID, and then they stopped doing it when outside was opened up, but it was actually working in their business. I am gung-ho, and this is the hill I will die on, is that you can do less and make more money. Let me help you. Let me show you how. I legit just took off the whole month of August off for my birthday, and I still made money. Nothing stopped. Matter of fact, I had the cleaners come over and they cleaned the house when I got back. Okay? That's what I'm talking about. Like, how do you quantify where you're going, but not lose the pizzazz, or don't lose the good feelings that being an entrepreneur brought you when you first started? A lot of you guys, even on here, you guys have been in business for years. So really the question is, what's the next steps? I know that things have been working. Love that for you. But what's the next steps? I turned 41 last Friday. And my goal is to retire by the time I'm 50. Now, I use that word very loosely, right? People have semantics around words. Retirement for me doesn't mean that I'm going to be sitting down, not doing nothing. Retirement means that I will very, very specifically only be doing the things that I want to be doing in my business. What does that look like? Speaking engagements. It looks like, writing books. It looks like being on boards that pay money. Okay? Right? So I want you, as we're a month and a week away from Q4, the last quarter of the game. I don't know who 2024 owes money to, but baby, this year and since I turned 35, to be honest, as you know how the old people say, like, live a little bit longer. I don't know what time is doing. I would really say since COVID. time has been going so fast for me. I'm like, all right, I'm going to do these 5 things. And I typically can only do two things a day because time is going so fast. And I'm figuring out why I am not as focused. Or is it me or is it the time? Because it's already 9 o'clock and I've been up since 5. Now I've checked my emails. I'm still catching up on emails from when I went on vacation. And I have to go somewhere to meet a client for our regular meeting. I have to teach a class this evening. Okay. In addition to running payroll and stuff like that. And I know for a fact, as soon as I get to where I'm going to go, it's going to be 12 o'clock after I finish with this client. And I'll be like, what happened to the time? I've only done 2 things. That's why it's so important for us as entrepreneurs to zero in, to have that discipline, to show up, right? I took all of my notifications off on my phone. This has been probably over a year ago. So if you send me something, baby, I'm not going to see it. I'm not going to see it until I open up my phone. The other thing I started doing too is I put a time limit on all my social media. So I can only be on like TikTok and Instagram for no longer than an hour per day. And actually, I know that I've been doing well because they haven't popped up before the day ends. So that means that I am getting closer to the goals I desire. The other part is, and I'll tell you this, when I was actively trying to get to my first 6 figures, I stopped watching TV for maybe about 6 months. It wasn't that long. And although this is perspective, people are like, and this is right when, is it called Ghost? There was some show that everybody was watching. The character in the show is Ghost, but the show is called something else. I don't know because I didn't watch it. And I remember being somewhere and someone was like, "Oh, you don't watch fill in the blank the show?" And I was like, "Actually, I haven't seen it." They're like, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe you ain't watching." I was like, it's crazy how it was important for them to watch the show, but it was important for me to get to my 6 figures. And I'm not judging anybody. What I am saying is whatever you need to be focused on that. Be relentless to get to that. And sometimes it looks like sacrificing going somewhere or being with your friends or a multitude of things. But once you get to that goal and you can sustain that goal, you're fine. Ask me how I know, right? And even as I work towards my first million, the things that I did to get to my 6 figures, those rules are thrown out the window. You have to have such a discipline within yourself that you are making your own rules. And what I mean by that is when you desire to be somewhere that people haven't seen or experienced for themselves, it comes with a level of criticism of people who don't understand the vision. And it's not for them to understand. Because the truth of the matter is that you're creating generational wealth that we all love to throw around like it's popcorn around here and use it in our vernacular every day, but you're not doing the things to get you to that space. So I'm very confused about how you can be so adamant about creating generational wealth and legacy and stuff, but you still doing stuff that's not going to get you there. Make it make sense. I said yesterday, was this August? Probably like back in May, I stopped going inside a Target. You know why? Because I always overspent. And even the person, even as the money lady, even as the numbers person, right? I don't know what they got in the Target air, but baby, I'm always going to spend over $100. Okay. I don't know why, but if I use the app, and I do pickup, I say under budget and I don't forget any of the coupons I have. And it's really just those little tweaks to get you to the place that you desire to be, right? I'm not, and it's not on the like, I don't got it. It's not that I don't have it. It's because I want to, okay, let's back up. You want to be transparent over here? I've made 6 figures multiple times. That ain't no question. And I live in Richmond. You kind of low-key got to make 6 figures. My rent alone got a comma in it, okay? My mortgage in Lynchburg didn't even have a comma in it. If we being totally honest, okay? All of my expenses doubled because of the demographic of where I moved to, okay? Let's be totally concrete here. I have never profited six figures. And even though I am attempting and in the midst of getting to my first million, right? I could still make $1 million and not net six figures. I'm going to say it again because I'm a bookkeeper and I see people's numbers. Okay. I've worked with a business that made almost $500,000, $417,000 to be exact. And they lost $20,000 every year. So I'm not only trying to make a mill, I am trying to retain a certain amount as well. And that's a different mindset of strategy. And I think a lot of us are so focused on that top number, that gross, that means absolutely nothing. And something that I conceptualize with a lot of clients is when they do tell me that they want to make a certain amount of money, the other thought process is what expenses will also increase because you want to make this extra amount of money. There's never been a time where someone wants to make more money where their expenses also don't simultaneously go up as well. Because I'm also conceptualizing, if I'm going to make $1 million, that means that I'm going to probably have to hire a project manager. How much does that cost? I've already got a content manager full-time. I have an assistant full-time. And I have a podcast editor part-time. I'm feeling like when I get to that part that I don't want to have, this is the other part. I don't like managing people. I'm a good leader, but I don't want to manage people. That's the other part of entrepreneurship we don't talk about enough, right? That looks different. What is your capacity? I'm reading a book right now called Why Should People Be Led by You, baby? I'm gonna find the link. I'm gonna put it on this video somewhere when I repost this. I'm only on chapter 2. I started it this morning on my Audible, baby. It's getting in my, listen, I didn't even conceptualize. There's this one part in the book where it talks about some leaders only show up when the situation aligns with their leadership skills, when it's needed. A lot of people say that, and I'm not trying to get political, but this is the example they had in the book, that George Bush basically became obsolete in his leadership because the war ended and everyone ended up voting in Bill Clinton. And I was like, you know what? I had never even really conceptualized that. So the thought process is, in what environment are you positioning yourself and you're showing up as the leader? And how do you continue to make yourself valuable and of need in your community in what you provide? Because there might be a time, or there has been times, where I've seen people who are leaders and they are no longer needed because of their leadership style. You always need to be flexible in how you show up for the people. How do we do that? You can't be so stringent that you want to be a dictator and you're not leading people. Also, and this is my last point, is as a leader, you're also an influencer. And I know some of us, I used to be like, I'm not an influencer. I just like to I'm not an influencer. My high pitched voice. I just show people X, Y, Z. But the truth of the matter is, if you're a leader, you're influencing people. And until you have a come to Jesus moment with yourself about what that looks like, and how you navigate spaces and how people look up to you and what that responsibility looks like, you're never going to reach the kind of pinnacle that you're looking for in your business as well. A lot of people who are entrepreneurs are leaders, but all leaders are not entrepreneurs. And there's a difference. Okay? All right, that's my 2 cents for the day. I like this. My consistency is to show up again tomorrow between 8 and 9. Okay. I ain't got to go nowhere tomorrow, so I ain't going to give y'all razzle dazzle. I got to go somewhere. That's why I got makeup on. Okay. Typically, y'all know y'all don't get this. What in the world? What are all these features? Okay. Instagram is most definitely trying to step up its game. Okay. She could never be MySpace, though. I hope I don't get shadow banned for saying that. Anyways. I'm a geriatric millennial. If you know what MySpace is, baby, you know what it is. I hope that you guys have a great day on purpose, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.